All right. Welcome back. Let's get into it. We have our usual suspects down on the bottom side here. We've got Stonefeld on Quinn into a Tryndamere. We have J-Bruise on Olaf into a Graves. Grumbo on Lux into a Vagar. And Crippletron and Kazin on Aphelios Thresh, respectively, into Jhin Nautilus. I am excited to see how that bot lane plays out because I really like Kazin on Zyra and on Thresh. I think those are my two favorite champions to watch Kazin on. And we know from experience that Crippletron plays a really good Aphelios. Now, as long as they can keep positioning in mind, I think that should be a very dominant bot lane. The only thing I see tossing a wrench into that is Jhin Nautilus being a very tanky, very like poke heavy lane. So that's something to be watchful of there. I haven't seen Grumbo play too much Lux. I actually don't think I've ever seen them play Lux. If I have, I am a liar. Ooh, Kazan getting the ward out, seeing the Jhin, the flash, the hook. Yeah. Gets him. Oh, and Stonefell walked all the way down to get the early damage onto the Jhin there. Nautilus comes up, is forced to flash out of the way. Big level 1 trade. That's a handful of flashes. That's Nautilus flash. That is Thresh flash. So bot lane supports have no flash available, which is kind of big because that's your playmaker for both of these champions. To be able to jump in like a flash hook or a flash play from Thresh. But like I was saying, I haven't seen Grumbo play too much on the Lux. I'm excited to see it. If I have seen it, it's been a long time. And I like seeing Stonefeld on farming champions, on like carry champions in the top lane. He has good wave control. He has a good sense of how to and when to trade. So I like seeing that be a thing for him. And J-Bruise in the jungle on Olaf. Anybody that you put Bruise on, there's very few that are going to be a bad time. Just never ask Bruise to play Lilia. That's pretty much what that stands for. That's pretty much what that's about. So far, nothing too crazy. We see the early aggression from Stonefeld in the top lane. Good route from Grumbo there onto the Vagar. And so far, so good. It's the early level 2, or the first to level 2 down in the bot lane for red side. But surprising no all-in. I guess there hasn't really been a chance. But considering they've been level 2 for this long and they didn't step up and try to force a fight down here, I'm actually very surprised about that. As you take that second ability power spike and just run it into him. Tryndamere flying on in, down a whole level. I think this is going to be first blood. There it is. First blood off of the Harrier proc even. The Nautilus steps up like he wants some of these problems, but they're able to just kind of walk it out, walk back, play safe, kite it out. And it turns into a really good trade. J-Bruise doing the thing now, doing the full clear. After the jungle experiencing gold nerf, it has turned into, if you're not full clearing, you better be ganking early. And while Olaf can definitely get those early ganks, there's not really a place to gank. Vagar being a difficult gank for Olaf until level 6, just because the event horizon, the baby cage. Let's take a look at some stats. Oh, good flash out of the way there. There's the root, getting the damage off. Hook from Kazan onto the Nautilus. There it is. That was Ignite from the Kazan and heal from Jhin. What a homie. Kazan stepping in front of the Jhin to block off that shot to make sure that Crippletron got out safely, and they do pick up the 2-for-none kills there. The solid trade that puts them well into a lead there in the bot lane. Jhin is up in CS, however, that's not too much of an issue. Flash from Veigar as J-Bruce comes in, looking to see if maybe they can get a little bit more. Nothing really else is going to happen there. Grumbo is really low on health and mana, so they are going to have to take a step back. But that's advantage into the mid lane there. They traded, Grumbo traded Barrier for Flash, so Flash is still available. Gonna go ahead and take the reset. And farm is almost dead even there. So definitely coming back to lane with the advantage. Veigar could try to clear this wave out and then take the teleport back. Like back up and then grab the teleport. That way, you know, you don't lose too much momentum. They are up about a wave now, but you know, that's just because they took the like Grumbo took the back. Tryndamere looking like he wants to try to fight, but the vault off of Quinn is a really good disengage. Wait for Tryndamere to spin in, then you vault away. It's a really easy disengage and a really easy trade pattern. Looking at the jungle the jungle matchups, not the jungle difference, sorry. Oh, yeah. Before we do that, some pretty decent poke onto Grumbo. Or Grumbo putting out the good poke onto the Veigar. Living through the stun. J-Bruce is kind of hovering around the bot side, picking up this Grump. But might start trying to look bot side because the enemy bot lane is pushed up. So there is actually kind of a way in here. Yep. Here we go. First gank of the game. Flash forward from Cosm, lands the hook onto Jhin. There's the play. J-Bruce running in, gets the grab with that sinister strike. Or pretty sure it's a reckless swing. It's something along those lines. But calls down the lightning, bonks him on the head, send him back to base for the black and white screen. Now they're going to try to get a little bit of love on this tower, dropping down the Aphelios turret. But the Aphelios turret's going to focus the Nautilus, and not much damage is actually going to get put out there. We've got fighting going all over the map. That is Ghost from Tryndamere. That is Ignite from Quinn. Quinn's just trying to kite it back the best they can. There's the blind, there's the flash. Tryndamere dives, uses ult under tower, and it's gonna get out because that's just what Tryndamere does. J-Bruce at the same time starting up Dragon on the bottom side there. That's the flash from the Graves, and Graves manages to get in and steal the Drake. Not something you see every day. And both junglers trade there, so actually Kazan ends up picking up the kill on the Graves. So that's one kill over to Thresh. Extended fight. They're focusing on the Nautilus. Killing spree for Thresh. Seeing what they can get going here. Lux ultimate. And misses the hook. The Honeyfruit trying to keep the Jhin alive, but Jhin does go down. 4-0-2 for Kazan on Thresh. It is a good time. Holy crap, what a fight. A little unfortunate to have Graves be able to just kind of walk on in there and take the dragon like that. But when you got the 50-50 fight, you got the 50-50 fight. Not much difference could have been done there. Good news is that, I mean, it did take Graves' flash to get there, so silver linings, I guess. Looking back in at the mid lane here, because I have been telling Shave Grumbo I want to see him play more like control mages. So he even came into chat a little bit earlier and said, I'm playing a control mage just for you, BB. And I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. It's nice to see him play something a little outside his comfort zone, because normally he plays like the carry mages. But Stonefeld looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here. Graves up top, playing into the alcove. Like Graves walking into the lane. Stonefeld playing into the alcove, trying to buy time, I think is what was going on. Trying to see if J-Bruce could get there, or if Kazan could get up there as well. But that damage output from the Graves is pretty significant. That was the ult from Graves, and Tryndamere just gets to smack him one time for the one time. couldn't quite get where we were trying to go. Oh, dang. Grumble almost walked out of it, but still got picked up. And Kazan absorbing or trying to absorb as much of this CS here as he can. Drops the box just inside of the tower. Here comes Stonefell on Quinn. Gets the blind. There is the Undying Rage keeping him around. Just going to walk it out and wait for it. Slow, auto, auto. One more auto. There we go. That's the shutdown we were looking for. And this lane is still practically tied up. The only thing putting Tryndamere ahead is that one assist that they got. But that's practically tie gold. And even looking at the gold totals up at the top here, gold totals and kills are practically the same. There's maybe a 50 gold difference between the two teams at the moment. There's not much more of a close, like, you can't get any closer of a game than we have right now. A good route onto the Jhin, just trying to trade it back a little bit. And red side does take the kind of lull of the action, and they're able to pick up Rift Herald. Oh, there's the baby cage getting the zaps, doing what they Veigar trying to get the damage out. They're trying to shut down Kazan. The Kazan's gonna be able to walk out with all of the shields between Lantern Shield and Lux Shield. They're just gonna go for it. Aphelios put on his dancing shoes and makes Jhin miss so many of those shots as we put Rift Herald down in the mid lane. Oh, big ultimate from the Lux, seeing what we can get there. Ragnarok comes out from Jbruce. Jbruce runs Graves down. Oh, and while all that was going on, Aphelios was even able to pick up the kill onto Jhin. This is an aggressive, active game. And back up in the top lane, just more fighting, more poking, more trading. Just checking out, checking out the Runes and Mastery stats from the Quinn here, seeing exactly how much that PTA is coming to work. Kazan walking around, clearing out some vision on the bot side, looking to try to pick up the crab as well. Blue side is putting down vision, trying to secure any sort of advantage they can. With the first Drake going over blue side, they're trying to make sure that they maintain the dominance over the Drake pit. Oh, big ultimate setting up the kill for Jbruce. And Bruce is going to go ahead and start up the second dragon, this Ocean Drake. Actually, I'm sorry. Crippletron is going to start up the Ocean Drake here. The rest of Red Team filing in shortly after. And they're just melting this Drake for how early it is in the game. Good hook from the Nautilus, engages, but Graves goes down in short order, and they send Nautilus back to base as well.
Red team double kill.
Red Team is playing these fights so cool, calm, and collected, it feels like. They know where the enemy is going to be, when they're going to come in, and they've planned for it. And they're, aside from the Drake steal the first time around, oh, hold on, Tryndamere going in, Quinn using Vault to get away. There's the ghost from Tryndamere, and I believe the flash, yes, that was her flash as well. But Tryndamere's going to back out. At this point, yeah, Vault is already back up. We do have Undying Rage. There is the Ignite. And Tryndamere still goes down, trades it out, dies to tower. Down on the bot side, Aphelios getting rooted up just outside of tower range. There's the hook onto Aphelios as well, but nothing's going to come out of it, really. Looking for try to get the dive, but nobody seems to be healthy enough for it. There, hold on here. That's the route. That's the flash forward from Grumbo, and they do actually manage to get the dive. Veigar is here, picks up the kill onto the Aphelios, and gets the double kill onto Lux, I think through help of the tower shot there. Kazan running up as fast as they possibly can. Jbruce sprinting Just full Viking stride here as Kazan lanters him back out to safety. Oh, but here comes Quinn. Never mind. Gets locked up by the baby cage there, and is just forced down. J-Bruce flashes away and lets Blue Buff finish out the rest of the damage. Wow. That was wild. That was honestly just some unfortunate timing for Stonefeld. Quinn comes down, Valored up, looking like they're getting ready for the fight, right as the baby cage just pops into existence. And Quinn, being Quinn, is just made of tissue paper at this point in the game. So just goes right on down to the Vagar combo. QWR. And just sent on back to base there. Tryndamere trying to push it out topside, but Lux is still bot side. Seeing if maybe they can get anything going. That's some pretty decent damage onto the Jhin. Peeking back up topside, Tryndamere running away. I thought that maybe we were going to see a fight under tower because Tryndamere has Undying Rage up again. They are pinging out J-Bruce. It doesn't look like they have a ward or anything up here. I think their jungler is just making a very educated guess onto where Olaf would be. Oh! Aphelios flashing out of the way, but misses the opportunity to try to take the Lantern out. Either way, they do survive. You just hate to see it. There's the baby cage. Aphelios is going to walk into it, gets rooted up, gets smacked down by the Vagar. But they are able to pull the Graves into the tower and trade it back. And Stonefeld trades it out with the Thresh up on the top side as well, while all this is going on bot side. So now let's take a look back in here at gold totals, because a little bit ago it was practically an even game. Since we talked about that, it is now 13 kills to 20. Well, hold on. Hold that thought. Fight's popping off. Ultimate goes down on Deluxe to start up the fight, but they are able to walk out. Jhin flashes forward. Kazan lands the hook to try to buy some space. And that puts Kazan at 6-0 as Lux flashes to safety. And the hook is going to land onto the... What is going on here? Kazan lands the hook onto Nautilus, giving Lux the chance to walk up, get the bind. And yeah, Thresh ends up smacking him for the one time to get that other kill. 7-0-10 on this Thresh. Oh, wow. What a game for Kazan right now. And while all the nonsense was going down in the bot lane, Aphelios is pushing in the mid lane, and J-Bruce was able to pick up Shelly number 2. Shelly number 2, definitely not as valuable as Shelly number 1. Right there, that was Crippletron getting locked up by the baby cage into the root from Jhin and just popped on down from the rest of the team there. I believe that was from Vagar's... Oh no, Everfrost just came off cooldown, so I don't believe Everfrost was used there. But like I was saying, Shelly number 2 isn't nearly as valuable. Just as I try to say it again, we're going back into another one. Quinn, Gale forcing to get away. Ignite is ticking. And they traded out the same way they traded it out last time. This top lane is identical. Tryndamere down 7 CS, but that stat line is only different by 1 assist. So the gold totals, yet again, are super similar. See if I can get it out this time, but blue team is wrapping around. There's the baby cage. There's the ultimate from Nautilus onto the Lux. Nothing really comes of that one. J-Bruce in on the Graves. Jhin opening up the curtain call, seeing if they can get anything going on, but Bruce doesn't care, just running full steam ahead at this artist down here. Artist formerly known as Jhin, if you would. Kazan gets the hook onto the Vagar, and allows J-Bruce to come on in and actually get the kill. There's the flash forward from Kazan, gets the flay, slows everybody down. The double root from the Lux. Jhin goes down, the hook makes sure that Nautilus goes down as well. What a chase through the jungle. So I believe that was 4 kills all total, 3 kills all totaled, plus a tower off of the Shelly charge as well. The Shelly didn't quite make it to actually get into the inhib towers, but the red team should have no problem sieging this one down. Especially with the minion wave there and the range from Quinn to be able to kind of shoot from the minion line. Absolutely no issue. The Graves doesn't really have a way in. Tryndamere ultimate just came back up, so could go in. With Vhagar there, though, red team is going to have to try to back up. You get caught in the event horizon, but all of blue team collapses on you, and it's just a bad day. This Thresh is having a game right now. I'm honestly shocked. Oh, Kazan did just barely get out there. Looked like Graves was making a beeline for him. Hopping the wall with the blast cone. Aphelios is going to back up. And looks they're going to be taking the reset. But now we have Quinn in the blue side jungle taking Gromps away. And back up here looking at the gold differences. We have a 10k, almost 11,000 gold lead for red side at the moment. And they have opened this game up. They are up 14 kills, 11,000 gold, and 4 turrets. That is a deficit that you don't see many people coming back from. So now this is entirely red team's game to lose, though. So if they don't play smart, this Vhagar can completely get back into the game. How many stacks does Vhagar have? 175 stacks on this Vhagar. So if you allow him the time to farm up and get big, he's gonna get big. Stonefell putting the work into the Tryndamere. Tryndamere trying to be cheeky and get the slow into the spin, but that is Graves, Vhagar, Nautilus, and Tryndamere all topside. 4 top versus 2. Kazan gets the box off, trying to see what they can do, but the shutdown finally goes through, and that is Vhagar picking up the, 700 gold shutdown on the Thresh. Tryndamere finding a way in. Oh. Ignite taking the Lux down, but J-Bruce is just chasing blue team down. Flash forward to get a little bit closer through that snare and just throwing axes and running for it. Tryndamere taunting a little bit, but I don't feel like you're really in a spot that you can be taunting like that. It's not like you're running away with the game in any sort of fashion or regard there. And while everybody's looking up there, J-Bruce is chasing around trying to stop back. Aphelios just cooking it through on the bot side. Gets that bot inhib tower. Starts working on the inhib. That wave is going to get cleared out, and blue side minions are going to be pushing again. No problem. J-Bruce gets trapped inside the baby cage, not wanting to burn the ultimate just yet to try to chase down the Vhagar. Especially with Drake as close as it is. Now 42-ish seconds, I would say probably about 30 seconds now until the Cloud Drake spawns. Aphelios finds the Graves, lands the ult, combos him down, and Graves doesn't even have a chance to try to respond. Just absolutely burst down. Taking a look at the stats on these mythic items here. I think that we've seen Vhagar use the Everfrost only one time. The red team starts up the Drake. There's no contention here. Blue side doesn't even have any vision near it. So they really didn't have any way to know. Yeah, burn it down. So now we're tied 2 Drakes to 2. But it is far from a tie game. 18 kills to 33 blue to red respectively. And we are still sitting at about 11,000. But gold difference aside, Kazan flashes over the wall, misses the flay, drops the box. Nautilus ulting J-Bruce, who Ragnaroks to avoid the knockup. And what could have been the start of a big fight for blue team, red side just walks away from. J-Bruce eating a couple shots from the curtain call, but it really didn't do too much damage. And while Jin is up in CS, It's a 2 and 7 Jin that's on like an item and a half, as opposed to Aphelios' 5, 5, and 10, sitting on 2.5 items. And that extra item and a half is massive, especially when we're talking about ADCs that are looking for that 3-item power spike. A lot of ADCs at the moment really don't come online until you get that 3rd item. And the fact that Aphelios is just a handful of gold away, it seems, from that Infinity Edge, I'm assuming. We're going to see Aphelios really be a force to be reckoned with in these team fights if blue team can't get back into the back line to actually do anything to chase them down. Baby Cage goes out. J-Bruce dancing around the best they can. Big root from Grumbo there. I love to see it. Holy cow. This Graves just evaporated. Red team doing like a 1-4-0. No, J-Bruce is headed down to the bot side. 1-3-1 formation here. Stonefeld's just a heavy pushing on the top side, looking to get any sort of anything. Flux is found out in the baby cage there, flashing away to try to stay alive. Aphelios looking to get back in, get involved. There we go. Getting that little bit of extra damage in, but Tryndamere finds Stonefeld alone on the top side. Fighting in the jungle, there is Ghost, there is the slow. Vault has already been used. Going the other way. Spin going the wrong way. Ignite, last tick doesn't get it. Stonefeld walks away with the Ignite kill onto the Tryndamere. Wowzas. Their gold lead extended out to 12,000 gold. Red team groups up on the bottom side, trying for this inhib. There is the baby cage. Veigar not able to keep Olaf in, and just gets run down. Aphelios does get the kill onto Veigar, but trades his life for it. And they still aren't able to crack that bot lane inhib. It almost seems like just looking at the game and going, nah, no mercy, not today. As they're just mercilessly taking as many of the blue side jungle camps as they possibly can. Even going as far as to walk in here and just take these wolves. They know that Tryndamere's on blue because they have the pink there. And they have the regular word here. Tryndamere walking forward, popping the blast cone, sending Olaf back into the team. Well, back into the graves, I should say. And Olaf's just going to walk out. 13, 2, and 6. Gore Drinker, Death's Dance, and a Spirit Visage. This Olaf is doing a really good Mundo impression and just going where they please. Absolutely going where they please. Blue side is starting up Baron. Red team has no vision around it, so they're for the most part unaware. They can have a general idea, but there's no contention here. So I believe that they're going to give up Baron in trade for the Drake, if that's coming up anytime soon. Taking a quick step to the side here, I wish that through the spectate tool there was a way that I could see neutral camp timers, so I could have a better idea of when Drake or when Baron is respawning. But blue team took the reset off of the Baron get, and red team is just making a beeline for this Drake, and they're going to melt it down. Causing gets the hook, but Veigar lands the Dark Matter and steals it away. 3 Drakes to 2. Evening up. Bringing that gold, like trying to close down that gold lead. That gold lead is now just about 9,000 gold of a difference. It is still a significant lead in the red team's favor. But, you know, little victories. You got to walk it back where you can. Nautilus ulting the Olaf, trying to start up this fight. Aphelios gets the ult onto the Graves. Big hook from Nautilus onto Stonefeld, but Tryndamere is diving to the back line, gets hooked up. and he's not gonna. Trindamir's gonna go down. Olaf stuck inside the baby cage. Nautilus is just door dashing himself right in there. A big flash, a gale force forward. Double kill for Stonefeld. Graves. Oh, wow. What a fight. What a fight. What a fight. Baby Cage trying to. But Veigar is able to trade it out for the Lux. Olaf saying, it's okay. We got it. Tanking up the mid lane tower. I think they're going to try to end here. There's the mid lane inhib clearing the minions as fast as they can. 14 seconds. 13, 10 seconds on Tryndamere and Graves. They're going to be able to get the towers. I don't know if they're going to be able to end. 5 seconds on this Tryndamere and Graves. 6 seconds on the Nautilus. They're working in on to the Nexus. Tryndamere and Graves are here, but there's too much damage. Nexus goes down. Oh, 11,000 gold lead for red team. 22 to 42, blue to red respectively. What a game. What a game.